John Foster, who finished in second place on American Idol Season 23, took the stage in the Mary Showroom at the Paragon Casino Resort in Marksville, Louisiana. The atmosphere was electric with excitement and anticipation. The country singer, who is 19 years old and is from Addis, Louisiana, gave a performance that cemented his position as a rising star. As a result, he was able to attract one of the largest crowds that the venue has seen in recent years. Foster's homecoming event was a celebration of his roots, his resiliency, and his undying commitment to classic country music. This came on the heels of his near victory on the ABC series, when he enthralled millions of people with his rich vocals and compassionate stories. Presented here is the narrative of that night that will live long in the memory, as well as the path of a young musician that is poised to revolutionize the genre. From Addis to the top of the American Idol chart. It was in the small village of Addis, located in West Baton Rouge, that John Foster began his journey to the Paragon stage. While he was growing up, he worked at the meat stall that his family owned and frequently sang in church. A biology major at Louisiana State University, the contestant auditioned for American Idol Season 23, receiving a golden ticket with an acoustic rendition of Conway Twitty's Goodbye Time. Judge Carrie Underwood requested that the song be changed, and the contestant's performance achieved the desired result. It was his classic country charm and raw skill that got him through Hollywood Week, the Hawaii round at Disney's Aulani Resort, and into the top 24 where he played Colin Baton Rouge by Garth Brooks with an enthusiasm that was contagious. The trip that Foster had been on culminated in the final that took place on May 18, 2025. He finished in second place, behind Jamal Roberts of Mississippi, and received accolades for his passionate performances and his genuineness in the South. There were a number of memorable incidents that occurred during Foster's tenure on American Idol. One of these was his original song, Tell That Angel I Love Her, which was an homage to his late friend Maggie Dunn, who passed away in a traffic accident in 2022. Lionel Richie referred to the song as a moment that transcends competition when it was played in the top 20 and again in the final stage of the competition. The song had a profound impact on both the audience and the judges. His final performances, which included a duet with Luke Bryan on Randy Travis' Deeper Than the Holla, and a rendition of Toby Keith's Courtesy of the Red, White and Blue, demonstrated his flexibility and his profound connection to the origins of country music. In spite of the fact that he did not win, Foster's gracious response, which consisted of writing a message to his admirers in which he expressed his faith in God's plan for his runner-up result, further win over his expanding fan base. A homecoming celebration, presented by the Paragon Performance Show. Within every sense of the word, the performance at the Paragon Casino Resort was like coming home. The 4th of July weekend coincided with the gig that was announced as part of Foster's post-Idol tour, which added a patriotic flair to the event. The show was scheduled to take place on July 5. In addition, Foster was the Grand Marshal for the Independence Day Parade that took place in Marksville earlier that day. When he arrived at the Mary Showroom, he was greeted by a throng of over 1,200 people who had registered to attend. This gathering was one of the largest in the venue's recent history, as the room was filled with anxious fans from all around Louisiana, many of whom were wearing cowboy hats and carrying placards that read "Addis Proud." They were eager to see their hometown hero. The playlist was a masterclass in country storytelling, merging beloved songs from American Idol with music that was brand new. Foster began his performance with Colin Baton Rouge, a high-energy version of Garth Brooks' song that had previously electrified the stage at the Hawaii Idol competition. A number of the audience members joined in the singing, and some of them commented that Foster's energy was even bigger in person. He continued with Don't Rock the Jukebox, a great song by Alan Jackson that he had previously performed in Plaquemine. In doing so, he paid tribute to the country music of the 1990s, which had a significant influence on him. The performance was a tribute to the praise that Judge Carrie Underwood had bestowed upon him during his audition, in which she referred to him as a country superstar of the 1990s. It was when Foster played Tell That Angel I Love Her that the audience reached that emotional pinnacle. Foster's steady and emotional vocals carried the weight of his loss years by she sang the song and was dedicated to me as a kind of song that stomps I am proud to growth. She thanked her mother, Erin Martin, who was present in the audience, for being the source of inspiration for Dunn's journey. Foster then told a brief narrative about Dunn. The incident highlighted his ability to connect with people via genuine storytelling, which was a defining characteristic of this stint on American Idol. In addition, Foster presented a brand new original song titled Backroad Believer, which is a traditional country anthem that is about faith and life in a small town. Post-Idol, the song was written with a hint to his future extended play, EP, which he teased the audience about by saying coming soon. One of the highlights of the performance was a rousing rendition of Toby Keith's song, courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, which was performed in honor of his grandfathers, who were present and proudly watched from the front row. The patriotic anthem, which was controversial during the final episode of American Idol, due to its political connotations, was received with a standing ovation, and Foster concluded the evening with a heartfelt "God bless America." Authenticity is the foundation of a star. The performance that Foster offered at Paragon was more than just a concert, it was a declaration of intent. In a genre that is sometimes dominated by pop-infused sounds, he is carving out a position for himself as a traditionalist at the age of 19. His song selections and stage persona were influenced by artists such as George Strait, Randy Travis, and Dwight Yoakam. Yet, his youthfulness and honesty brought a new point of view to the table. After the concert, Foster addressed KLB and said, "I'm not chasing trends. I want to create music that has a sense of belonging," I said. As a result of his dedication to authenticity, he has been compared to emerging traditionalists such as Zach Top, and Hall has predicted that he is poised to follow that trajectory. The performance also showcased Foster's development since his time on American Idol. His quiet stage appearance was a point of contention in the early reviews. Nevertheless, during the Paragon event, he demonstrated his ability to dominate the room with self-assurance, engaging the audience with stories and laughter. It was clear that Luke Bryan's concluding remark regarding Foster's increased stage presence was accurate. Foster moved fluidly around the platform, shook hands with fans, and even threw a cowboy hat that had been autographed into the crowd. Take a look ahead. Foster's hectic 2025 included a number of stops, one of which being the Paragon show. In the wake of his initial performance at the Grand Ole Opry on June 7, which was met with a heartfelt standing ovation, he made his return to the Opry on July 9, which was also his 19th birthday, and he is slated to play there once more on August 21. Over the course of the summer, he will be performing at events such as the Cajun Country Jam, Alley Fest in Kentucky, and Boots on the Bayou in Gonzales, where he will serve as the opening act for Chris Stapleton. The song Tell That Angel I Love Her by Foster is continuing to gain popularity, and his admirers are eagerly anticipating the release of his debut extended play, which he is now recording in Nashville. Offstage, Foster maintains his sense of reality. A cheerful Instagram image from Navarre Beach in June was shared by him, demonstrating that he is juggling his music career with his academics at LSU and his relationship with his high school love, Brooklyn Bork. According to the message that he wrote to his followers on American Idol, "This is merely a first step into what God has in store." He maintained his equilibrium through his faith and his family. His influence is reflected in the posts that he has made on, with supporters referring to him as a breath of fresh air and the future of country, an impression that will last. The performance that Jon Foster gave at the Paragon Casino Resort was a demonstration of both his talent and his heart. Beginning with the high-energy openers and progressing to the soul-stirring ballads, he demonstrated why he grabbed audiences on American Idol, and why Louisiana considers him to be their own. Foster is not simply riding the wave of American Idol, rather he is building a legacy for himself as he continues to create, perform, and develop. His music provides a link that transcends time, one note at a time, in a world that is in search of what is truly authentic.